Happy Saturday. Thank you for coming back to my channel. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. So today we are going to break down the true meaning of the Wizard of Oz. Yes, there is a true meaning behind the Wizard of Oz, which most people don't know. So in the Wizard of Oz, it's not just a story, but it's about a blueprint of control by the U.S. government and the central banks, Washington, D.C. So the tornado, that equals political uphill. What it represents is how rural Americans were swept away into an economic system they did not understand and could not control. The yellow brick road, that was a symbolism for the gold standard. Path that looked promising but really led to illusions and a centralized system, a shiny distraction, which in 1913 the Federal Reserve was created, which created income taxes, which created the IRS in the United States. Now, in The Wizard of Oz, in the book, Dorothy's shoes were actually silver and they were not ruby. So the silver shoes symbolizes the biometric movement that the people had the power all along, but they just didn't know that because our money was backed by silver and gold until 1971, where President Nixon and Henry Kissinger decided to take us off the gold standard. And remember, in 1965, they took all silver out of the U.S. coinage. U.S. dollars, half dollars, dimes, and quarters all had 90% silver until 1965. Emerald City represents Washington, D.C., the fiat currency. Looks awfully, but they had to wear green sunglasses, just like our current economic system, a green fiat currency that's not backed by nothing but the government's trust. That's it. The wizard equals the politicians, the elites, the central banks that control everything in this world, the 13 central banks that control the United States monetary system and our economy, the Fed. He is not powerful. He uses fear, smoke, and theatrics. Sounds familiar? The scarecrow, the American farmer. Truth, he had no brain but was wise all along. The truth was always there. The Tin Man, the industrial worker. Frozen by the system, longing for humanity in the machine-driven world. The carrier lion, loud and passionate, but lacking the courage to change the system, represents the people's voice waiting to rise. We need to rise. There's more power in the people because there is so much of us compared to the U.S. government. The wicked witches, Eastern banks, and Western civilization corporations. The East crushed by the awakening of the people, the West still exploiting through monopoly and force. Tootle, the truth seeker, the only one brave enough to pull back that couldn't expose the wizard, small but powerful. The ending. You had the power along, the shoe whistles with the key the whole time. You do not need illusions, you do not need the wizard, just real money, real truth, and something that's always been there. So that's the true meaning for Oz. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and please come back to my channel.